starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning and welcome to Story Time. Thank you for joining me. I am glad you're here. Happy Monday, wherever you're joining us from and whoever is joining in with you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you're ready for another amazing week that we have lined up for you. And for the adults, if you joined us for the Halloween reading, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for the support. And please do go back and check out those readings if you're interested. And remember, we read an amazing book, Dow's book of ghost stories. An amazing one indeed. Go back and look at it some more and definitely enjoy it. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you're well. I hope you had a lovely weekend, and I'm wishing you a great week ahead. Thank you so much for joining us. Out here in Oakland, we're looking forward to the rain coming up later today and a little bit in the week, so I'm excited about that, and it may continue to rain. We've needed it. We need the rain. We've needed it so long in here in Oakland, here in California. Thank you so much for joining in. I am glad we're here together. Let me know how you're doing where you are and how the weather is and how everybody you love is doing. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Absolutely love it that we're here for a great book indeed. And this one is called He Came with the Couch. And this one is written and illustrated by David Slonim. And of course, we're reading it with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Good morning to you and welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, he came with the couch. I feel like that sometimes when I'm on this couch so long, but definitely a good place to be in. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Absolutely love it that we're here together for another great story. Let us see who is with us this morning. But actually, before we go into that, out here in Oakland, still very dark indeed. Daylight savings coming up soon, November 7th. Will be changing, and we'll see how that will change the story time outlook, the story time view on this end. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it that we're here together. Kate, good morning to you. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's story, and I hope that today you enjoy the story that we have. And of course, Garrick and baby Theo, thank you so much for joining in chilly but sunny Pittsburgh. Well, I am jealous. Do send me that sun. It is still very dark out here in Oakland. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it that you're here. Thank you for joining in. Good morning to you. Thank you one more time, Garrick and baby Theo. Welcome to Story Time. And of course, Kate, good morning to you. Amanda West, how are you doing today? Yes, indeed. Happy Dia de los Muertos Day for sure. Thank you so much for joining in. I am glad you're here. Sarah and Nathan, how are you doing today? We hope everyone had a happy Halloween. They absolutely did. And thank you for the reminder too. I hope that out there as we're going out, you have your altars and indeed the memories of all those loved ones gone. For sure, for me on days like this, my mom is close to my heart all the time. But today, especially as I keep that memory alive. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it that you're here with me. Thank you for sharing that, Amanda West, Sarah and Nathan. Yes, indeed. Happy Dia de los Muertos. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you, Chriselle. How are you doing today? Clay, how are you? And of course, Rocco, thank you for joining us. It's hard waking up today. Oh my goodness. I can only imagine Mondays will be like that. And especially, like Halloween weekend, probably stayed up late, enjoyed good candy, great times, great costumes. Wow, you've earned it. Today can be a slow day for sure. Thank you so much for joining in. Oh, yes, wakey, wakey. Thank you so much for joining in. One more time, good morning to you, Rocco, Clay, and of course, Chris Sal. Thank you so much for joining us out in Long Beach. Thank you for being here. Good morning to you. Is it good evening out there? How are you doing today out in Avondale, Lusaka? Thank you so much for joining in. Yes, indeed. And you say it is showering out there. Well, hopefully you have more and more rain coming up. Enjoy it. Yes, maize season is coming up. Mango season is coming up. So much coming up out in Zambia. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that you enjoy it. Benjamin, a big hello to you as well. Thank you so much for being here and getting ready for our story today. If you missed it, we have He Came with the Couch, written and illustrated by David Slonim. And of course, reading this one with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And let us get ready for this one. Join me after the break and we'll get ready for our story for today. Catch you on the other side.
Hola, my name is Shamile Sayed Mendez, and I am the author of Where Are You From, Furia, and many other books for young readers. You're watching Story Time with Mr. Limara.
All right, welcome back. He Came with the Couch, written and illustrated by David Slonim, and reading this one with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. All right, are you ready? Here we go. He Came with the Couch by author-illustrator David Slonim and read with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Our family needed a new couch. How is your couch? Cozy, comfortable? Our family needed a new couch. What did you do? Where can we get a new couch? We looked and looked, but we couldn't find a couch we liked. It's always hard before they're worn in too, even, right? By nighttime, all we had found was a tin horn for me and a squeaky bone for Roscoe. Then Dad suddenly hit the brakes. Aha! He cried. What did you see? What is there? A rummaging place. Just the place to look, isn't it? Soon we were heading home with a new couch. Who's that back there? I asked. I don't know, said Dad. He came with the couch. Oh. The next morning, he was still there. So I gave him some toast and let him play with Bonnie. I am Sophie, I told him. Who are you? But he didn't say anything. Who's that? Who is that indeed? Can we keep him? I asked. No way, said Dad. We will try to get him off that couch. What would you do? Help is needed here. Mom and Dad tried to persuade him to leave, but he didn't budge. Maybe he's sick, I said. So they called the doctor. It's an acute case of apostosis, said the doctor. He needs to get out more. But how? What can we do to get him out? So we took him to the Grand Canyon. Oh, the way to the Grand Canyon. Have you been? Rocco and Clay, I know you went recently, right? We took him to the beach. Is it a beach day where you are? We took him to the beach. We took him to Washington, D.C., but he never left the couch. What can we do? Mom and Dad said we'll just have to get used to him. Great, I said. Oh. Then one day, a branch snapped and I fell from my tree. Help! I screamed. There was a sudden crash through the window. What had happened? And, whoa, he saved me. Whoa. That's why we're so glad he came with the couch. But it wasn't long before we were off to another rummage sale. Uh-oh, another one with the couch. She came with the chair. Who's that? Who's that indeed? The end. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that one. It is indeed a quirky book, but fun. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you enjoyed it. He came with the couch. Yes, indeed. Thank you for joining me on Storytime. I hope it gave you a good laugh. And remember to join me tomorrow for another exciting story, another good one. And tomorrow we're combining two great tales together. And this one is called Red Locks and the Three Bears. Can you figure out what two tales we're joining here? Join me and find out what it's all about. It is written by author, illustrator again, Claudia Rueda. Yes, indeed, the New York Times bestseller. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that you join me tomorrow for Red Locks and the Three Bears. Absolutely fantastic lineup coming up for you this week. But of course, today we were reading this one. He came with the couch. And I hope that you enjoyed it. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it. I hope that you have a wonderful day indeed. Thank you so much for joining in. I am glad we were here together. Thank you for joining us. And I see somebody else there with us today. Greetings to you from Denmark. Thank you so much for joining in, Sandra. It has been a minute. Thank you for being here. Good to see you here. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it. Oh my goodness. Yes, indeed. Good to see you again, Sandra. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, big hugs to everybody at home with you. Thank you so much for joining in. Of course, Sheba Chanda joining us from Avondale in Lusaka, Zambia. Thank you so much for being here. Chriselle, thank you for joining us. Absolutely love it that you are here with us today. And of course, Rocco and Clay, I hope that that you're slightly waking up a little bit more, and I hope that you have a wonderful day today. Thank you so much for joining in. Amanda West, and of course Sarah and Nathan out in cold Illinois. Well, please do stay cozy, do stay warm. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Absolutely appreciate you, all of you. Thank you so much for joining in. Garrick, baby Theo, Kate, thank you for joining me on Story Time today. I hope that you enjoyed this one indeed. He came with the couch, but do join me tomorrow for the exciting Red Locks and the Three Bears. Do join me for that one, and we can have a good laugh together. Thank you so much for being here on Storytime, everybody that joined in. And of course, if you're joining us after this for the recording at 11 a.m. Pacific time, and of course, joining us in our archives later on, you're very welcome to Storytime. Thank you for joining in. Please have yourselves a wonderful day wherever you are, wonderful evening. If this is your bedtime story, hopefully it is a good one, sends you to bed with good cheer. And of course, if it is your morning story, I hope that it sets you off into the day with good cheer indeed. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Have yourselves a wonderful day. This has been Storytime for today. Book 1 of this week. We're back tomorrow with another exciting story. Do check out the Storytime platforms to see what else is coming up. Amazing books indeed lined up. Thank you for being here. As always, a big thank you to you for tuning in today, but of course, a big thank you as well to the authors, creators out there, illustrators, publishers, everybody that is allowing us to share amazing stories here on Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in. And the dots out there, let me know too if you want more adult story time to come, more grown-up story time to come. We will be bringing bits of that later on as we go through the year. Thank you for being here. Have yourselves a wonderful day indeed. Absolute love, appreciate the time that we spent together. Much love from me, and I will see you again tomorrow for more story time. Bye-bye.
Read me all of the stories, some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait.